Hi guys. I am going to do a video where I read all of the essays that got me through the college application process. I know it's like about that season again, and I want to help as many of you guys as I can, set an example of what got me into a lot of my schools, even though I don't know like how much of this played a role in my college apps, but I wanted to read them to you guys and maybe share a couple of tips here and there, what my goal was with this piece of writing, how it showed who I was as a person, if that makes sense at all. Oh, before I get in, if you are not familiar at all with the college essays, the supplementals, optional essays, there's so many different types of essays, and usually there's gonna be one common reusable essay that's the standard basic one that you have to write, and that's the Common App essay. I reused my Common App essay for a lot of the other optional essays that I had to write for music school. I reused my Common App essay. I am going to read my Common App essay. This is the big one, the most basic one. And for the Common App, I chose, I think it was prompt 2. Describe a significant obstacle in your life, a significant hard experience in your life, and explain how you overcame it. This is what I used. And to reuse this, I reused this one in a lot of different prompts, and some of the examples of the prompts I reuse this for is: what musical experiences have you had thus far that you consider important to your growth as a musician? I reuse my Common App on that. Tell us an important experience, artistic, personal, or intellectual, from the past few years that has special meaning for you. How has it influenced you? Let's go! Thick layers of calluses on my fingers, pain that lingers on my feet. The sharp smell of pine trees decorating the air, melodies from my violin filling every corner, and their surveillance camera pointed directly at me to monitor 6 hours of my daily life. My practice room was all too familiar to me. I'm certain I had burning ardor for music ever since I could remember, but it gradually became a job. Another day of fulfilling the bare minimum, Mom said. My life was draining and empty. It wasn't mine. 6 hours of practice, 3 hours of sleep, lessons, orchestra, volunteering, and schoolwork. A constant cycle of meeting expectations. After endless days, I wanted to put an end to the cycle, because to me, life is like a puzzle without a preview of what the outcome is supposed to look like. It's my job to pick up the scattered pieces and mend them together to my satisfaction. This was no longer my puzzle, it was my mom's. I was simply putting together the puzzle with the pieces she gave me, wishing it would be beautiful enough for her one day. Fear crept through me the whole time, but I didn't hesitate. I unplugged the cord of the camera and hid it in a nook where no one would find it. It was surprisingly easy, even though I unconsciously thought the camera was off limits. This was my first puzzle piece. Mom, I called. Why aren't you practicing yet? She spat. You know you can't catch up with others at that rate. I can't handle practicing as much as I am right now. I want to feel happy playing again, Mom. The flow of my tears made an accelerando as my voice crescendoed involuntarily. Can I please take a break, or practice as much as I want to? Second piece. Her fingers were intertwined in my hair, a fistful clenched in her hands. Why do you keep going down the wrong path? She yelled back. If you don't want to practice, leave and sell your violin. It was a blur from then on. A sting on my cheek, Mom mocking me, hands gripped on the collar of my shirt, Dad rushing out to pull her away from me. I choked on my tears, I choked on my tears, unable to make out words. Just leave me alone, I remember screaming. It was silent after that, blank like a grand pause in the middle of a roaring Beethoven symphony. A couple gawked at me while I pointlessly walked down the brightly lit sidewalk, headed somewhere, anywhere. My violin snuggled in its case, tightly gripped in my arms like it could run away any second. I wandered for 2 hours before I reluctantly pressed the doorbell. I didn't feel ready or safe. Third piece. Mom and I haven't talked since that incident 2 years ago. At first, I felt lost without direction, although I broke free from the leash that suffocated me. Scrambling to find pieces of my own, I strayed from the right path Mom led me to follow and chiseled my own. Thick layers of calluses on my fingers, pain that lingers on my feet, the sharp smell of pine trees decorating the air, melodies from my violin filling every corner. Everything remained the same. Turns out, I stuck to having the camera, except now, Mom didn't monitor my life through the lens. I monitored myself for as long as I wanted, whenever I wanted. This puzzle piece sparked joy which came from posting my journey on social media and support trickling into Instagram messages and YouTube comments. You inspire me. You motivated me. Thank you. I was struggling with that. They were new messages from people I never met, but they left a sweet ring in my ear and a huge echo through my heart. I'm still far from a complete puzzle, but my incomplete one is beautiful enough for me. So that was a really intimate and personal essay for me, and I thought it really showed my experience thus far and what has shaped me as a musician, as a person, what really shaped my values and my upbringing, So I chose that moment to really convey my character. And I used a lot of musical references, because obviously I'm applying for music school, so hopefully that's something that they could understand. And because I don't know who was reading my essays, but I would say it's, I don't know. See, the thing is, I've heard people say that, oh, you shouldn't be totally bare bone honest in your college application or your college essays because that might bring out bad light on you, but I found it was easiest when you got bare bone vulnerable and really personal. Explain your thought process, explain your emotions, explain what helped you get to where you are now. It needs to show character development. Choose a situation where your character developed, no matter what prompt you do. That's something that every essay should have in common. There needs to be a starting point, progression, and then where you are now and who you are today because of that. And I think that this story kind of did that well, kind of very personal. I also reused this essay shortened version for UC apps. And if any of you guys need me to edit, read over, comment on any of your guys' essays, I am so open. So just feel free to shoot me an email. It's on my Instagram page, or send me a DM, whatever. However you can contact me, and I am so open to discuss college with anyone and assist anyone however possible. So yeah, and I hope you guys have a really good college app process and use my stories, my vulnerable personal stories for inspiration, for motivation to get started on your college essays. I don't know. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.